I'm waiting for my needles to come so I can take my first shot of tirzepatide. I'm really antsy to get started. I had a doctor's appointment today, and I met with my psychiatrist, and she was like, "Are you doing okay?" And I said, "I don't know." I don't know. I said, "I worry I don't appear disabled enough." And maybe that's because, like, society is eroding and everybody appears to be disabled at this point. Like, is everybody just, like, going through it? And I'm like, maybe I don't seem as bad off as I could be. But no, everybody's just getting worse. Everybody's just getting worse. Everybody's mental health is suffering right now. And so mine is bad still, but everybody is doing just as bad. Well, they're getting to my level. Everybody's getting to my level. Although I am on a level that is bad. But like the stuff with the flock cameras and the stuff with like all the stuff that's happening, it's like society is falling apart. It really is. And like you go on TikTok and the amount of like psychosis that regular people who hold down jobs and like have like normal lives, people who are like honest to God Trumpers, believe things that are like literally psychotic. Like they are in psychosis. The amount of religious psychosis in this country, insane. And it's like they believe it, like mass psychosis in this country is insane. I feel like I need to do an episode of this with Donnie and like Restitching the Tapestry, because like the amount of people who are experiencing psychosis or delusion, who are not self-aware of their mental illness. The amount of mental illness in this country is daunting. Who are just not well. My aunt firmly believes things that Democrats are blood-sucking zombies, blood-sucking vampires, that they eat babies, that they just the amount of like, I mean, they think because the Epstein files, there is a mass psychosis that they eat babies. And they don't eat babies. They are pedos. But they don't eat babies. There is nothing in the Epstein files that says they literally eat babies. That is, and like, the amount of conspiracy theory, and like they had me believing it too, and like under the delusion about those things because of the mass psychosis of it. Like the conspiracy theories that came out of the Epstein files, and or that Epstein isn't dead, and like all of this stuff with like Palm Beach Pete, the amount of people who are under psychosis that believe that Palm Beach Pete is Jeffrey Epstein. It's insane. People think that Epstein is still alive, and that he's playing in our face. I don't know. I don't know if it's true. But if it is true, like, I mean, what does it change? What does it change? I'm pretty sure that Epstein is dead, though. As far as it goes, like, I mean, there were death photos of Epstein. There were photos of him literally dead. I think a lot of people wanted him dead. And, like, I think he was murdered. But I don't know. It's just that people don't tend to keep secrets. But these people think that they have, these conspiracy theorists think that they have some like hidden knowledge that the rest of us are just like too asleep to know. That we're too unaware or too in denial about to know. And it's like, when confronted with facts, like, the whole thing with 9/11 was an inside job. I talked about that on Night Talks. You know, I think that George W. Bush had at least some self-awareness that 9/11 was going to happen, that there was a threat to the United States, and he might not have neutralized it. And that's about the amount of self-awareness that George W. Bush had. I don't think that they like blew up the Twin Towers or anything like that. I don't think anything like that. But I think that George W. Bush was at least aware that something was happening, and used that to his advantage. And that's why I think it was an inside job. I think that he allowed something to happen that he didn't, that he was too stupid and too lazy to do his job, and that he used that as a way to manipulate the masses. And that he literally was so bad at his job that he started a war. I think he knew about it and he was using it to his advantage. And he was like, well, this is going to happen. This is something we know is a threat, and we're going to allow it to happen. And it's going to be bad, and we're going to use this to start a war. And I think that's what he did. But do I think they went out of their way to like actively like blow things up, no. Because scientists have debunked conspiracies about that. There were a lot of conspiracies about 9/11. They said that jet fuel can't melt steel beams, and it most certainly can, because the heat protectant was knocked off due to the force of that, and it weakened the building. And I believe that. But there were a lot of conspiracy theories about 9/11. I said, how can this happen? Just like the idea of 9/11, like as a concept, is just like the weirdest thing when you think about it. Like, who thought of the idea of like, we're gonna take a plane, we're gonna take 2 planes that are international flights, and we're gonna slam them into buildings. Like, who thought that idea was like, who's cracked? Like, it was a cracked idea. It was like, I mean, like, you have to be like really like messed up in the head, like maybe I'm just like an innocent person, like not, but like, who's like, we're gonna show these infidels the might of our force by learning how to fly, taking over their planes, and like rerouting their system into their tallest buildings. Like, what? What? I just like, what? What? Like, I still can't wrap my mind around 9/11. Like, when I think about 9/11, I still can't wrap my mind around it. I still have a hard time processing it, like, 20 years later. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like, 9/11, but, like, as an American, I still, and, like, some, like, traumatic events, like, I still have a hard time, like, processing them. Like, I still have a hard time processing the fact that, of, like, school shootings, like how people, like just like the nature of evil, of acts that people do, just like people just sitting around thinking, like, you know what would be a good idea? Doing this, like, really awful thing. Just, like, where they get the idea to do, like, such heinous crimes. Or, like, serial killers. Like, weird serial killers. And I think that's why people are so fascinated by them. It's just, like, where do they get the idea to do this crap? Like, people just, like, sitting around to, like, you know, it'd be a good... Like, where do you get the idea to do such an awful thing? Like, their brains are so cracked. Like, how do you think of doing such, like, an awfully vicious thing? Like, don't you have better things to do with your life than just, like, what sort of nefarious, awful thing? Like, maybe this is why social media is such a thing. Like, why? Because, like, first of all, we live in a surveillance state, so it's really hard to, like, do any of those things anymore. But second of all, like, social media, like, distracts people. So, like, people don't have time to think anymore of like doing like truly cracked things anymore. Like, they're too busy scrolling to like think of doing heinous. Like, they truly can't do anything great anymore. Like, we truly don't have any like great innovations anymore. But we also don't have people doing truly cracked, like truly heinous shit anymore either. We're just kind of like mid as a society. We're just like maintaining. Like, we're not truly, we're growing at like a slight rate, like maybe with innovations here and there, but like we're not like exponentially growing the way we were like 50 years ago or like 100 years ago. But we're also like, we also don't like have people doing like truly heinous shit like we did like 100 years ago either. So like, it's kind of a trade-off, you know? Like, we don't have people like thinking of like ways to destroy society, but we also don't have people like ways to like better society in any meaningful way. And like the people who are like, in fact, we kind of like have condensed it, that the people who are meaningfully trying to change society are also the people who are making society inherently worse. People like Elon Musk who are like, I'm an innovator, and then they like come up with data centers that are like destroying the environment. It's like, you know, you just gotta like, it's like a shoehorn effect. It's just like, it all just comes like full circle. Like, they're just like, I'm an innovator, but also I'm a villain. And it's like, well, so then you have people who are like, he's great, and then the people are like, he's the worst, and then people are like, he's great, and he's the worst. And like, so then people are just like fighting over that in the comments. And they're like, he created AI Hitler, and they're like, it's not that bad. But truly, like, how do people, especially people in power, you know what it is? People in power have too much. I was talking about this. They're like, people have, when you have too much time on your hands, as maybe it's just the rich people. Rich people have too much time on their hands now to come up with truly heinous shit. And maybe that's why society is getting inherently worse, is because like some people just like have too much time on their hands to do truly heinous stuff. Like me, I sleep. I don't have time. I don't have energy to do any of that stuff. I'm disabled. Existing is too much work. But like for the people in power, like they're the ones coming up with, they're the ones that are like, I'm an innovator, but then they're like truly heinous. And they're the ones that are like truly making society worse. No, it's the system that's become cracked. It's like, how can we make the lives of the average citizen worse But like, we're not killing each other anymore. It's the system that's killing us. So we just like are banding together, like we gotta stick together. But like also at the same time we're isolated. We're so isolated. Because there's a loneliness epidemic. Which this is your daily reminder to go do a hobby, go do yoga. You know, everybody says yoga is a bad thing, or like go join an activity, join a hobby, go join the SCA, like learn how to swing a sword, learn how to join a hiking club, join some hobby that you're interested in, join a D&D group, do something, I swear to God, join a group of other people, get involved in your community, do Friday Night Magic, do something, I swear to God. Get involved with other humans in your community. Like, do a meetup where all you do is eat food and do reviews of it. Do something with other human beings. Get friends. Have friends in your community. Talk with your neighbors. Say hi to your neighbors. Your neighbors exist. Complain about your housing company. Complain about the weather. Complain about the government. Complain about flock cameras. Do it entirely offline. Join a gardening club. Do something competitive. Anything. I beg of you. But do it offline. Put the phone down. Go be with your community. I got an ant on me. Anyway, I'm gonna go be offline, enjoy my day. This has been the day shift. Oh, I should check the records. I don't know exactly how much I have today. Let me go check that really quick. Okay, I have checked my analytics, and between all of my videos, I have saved $2.82 so far. So if you watch any of my day shift videos, if you like them, if you comment on them, that goes towards my savings towards a camera. So do like, comment, or watch the video all the way through. What is the emoji of the day? Let's do a rainbow. Let's, people do awful things, but let's put a rainbow where all of the terrible things happen. Make it a better world. Let's do a rainbow. Rainbow. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.